just like we did.
Well, I was on the internet and I was looking for a new roof. Found the ad, I looked at it, did my research. The quality and how you do your shingles, the styrofoam, they hook them together, just made a big difference. And they explain everything to you. It just made me feel real good about the product.
To be honest with you, I didn't want a salesman to come down here and push me. And I was happy with the way it went. Just happy the way it all came out. You know, I don't like pushy salesmen. They went the speed that I wanted to go, and so I was happy with it.
To get your free satellite measurement and hassle-free guaranteed quote, good for 30 days, simply click the link below and fill out the form on the next page. Thanks, and we look forward to working for you.
Alex.
And Michael, I spoke with the director of LA's police union today, and he says that the department really needs about 1,500 more officers to get to a level where they feel they'll be properly staffed. He says this staffing crisis may lead to big problems for both the Olympics and the World Cup. Tonight, a warning from a director for LA's police union on the 2028 Olympics.
Right now, if the Olympics were held today, we are not safe.
Detective Jamie McBride says right now LAPD has about 8,600 sworn officers. He says every day they need about 10,000 officers to keep the community safe, but especially for big events like the Olympics.
I don't think we're even close to being at a level to where it's going to be safe. I don't think we could staff the numbers to make everybody safe that are either attending the Olympics, participating in the Olympics, or even the citizens of Los Angeles.
McBride, however, praised LA's Mayor Karen Bass for her new budget proposal that calls for the hiring of more than 500 new officers. And the union says she's worked to speed up the hiring process. Today, the mayor's office addressed the Olympic safety concerns, saying, quote, "This is another example of why Mayor Bass has been fighting so hard to hire more officers. When Mayor Bass took office, LAPD was struggling in recruitment and shrinking. She has been the champion for reversing these trends, and because of her work, this year's budget projects a growth in hiring. Today, LA28 said the Trump administration and Congress already approved $1 billion for the game's security funding and operations. And this afternoon, the Secret Service told NBC4 that the Olympics is a national special security event that includes significant resources from the federal government.
Let's move on now to the LAPD.
At a city budget hearing yesterday, Chief Jim McDonald said there will be federal money for officers working the games, but he says the department needs more help from the city, too.
LA28 confirmed that they have zero police or public safety budget. And while they do have a security budget, it doesn't cover law enforcement.
Though local leaders expressed safety and staffing concerns for the Olympics, there's another global event in the LA area less than a few months away. What about the World Cup?
You know, people are looking at the Olympics right now, not paying attention to what comes up first. The first thing that comes up is going to be the World Cup, and we're in the same boat for that as well.
We did reach out to the World Cup for questions about security concerns, but we have not heard back. But what we do know is if the city wants more officers on the street, they're probably too late for the World Cup, and they better get going for the Olympics, because the union says from the start of the process till the time they are on the street, that can take about 2 years. Reporting live downtown, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
Alex, thank you. The House has approved a bill to fund much of the Department of Homeland Security, ending the record 75-day shutdown of that agency. The Homeland Security Secretary warned lawmakers that if he didn't pass the funding by today, emergency funding would run out and thousands of workers wouldn't get paid. DHS will reopen without providing new funding for ICE or Border Patrol. That was the holdup for Democrats who were demanding changes to immigration enforcement. President Trump signed the bill this afternoon.
Meantime, we're learning more about a controversial proposal by a member of the LA City Council. This would allow non-citizens to vote in city elections, and mayoral candidates are now weighing in on that plan. NBC4's Karma Dickerson is live outside City Hall with a breakdown of this proposal. Karma.
Yes, Annabelle, this one getting a lot of attention. We should be clear, this only applies to local elections. For example, the mayor's race, city council race, a local ballot measure. Nevertheless, it still has a lot of hurdles to clear, including a vote by voters.
My condolences to those who bought this 4K mini projector before, because it's now on a massive discount. I've tested basically every mini projector I could buy, and this MacCubic one by far is the best in my opinion. It comes with apps already installed and a full app store to add more, and you could even screen mirror your phone to it to seamlessly watch whatever you like. Plus, it can tilt 180 degrees to watch on your ceiling while you're laying in bed. The screen can be adjusted from 40 inches all the way up to 130 inches to fill the entire wall, and it has angle correction and an adjustable focus. It connects to Wi-Fi and is Bluetooth compatible, so you can pair an external speaker or some headphones, but it has a built-in speaker which sounds amazing. Some people wonder how I get the image to look so clear, and to be honest, the MacCubic brand I've linked to the video is the one I found to have the best quality out of all the ones I've tried. The HDMI and USB outlets on the back are perfect for things like gaming consoles, streaming sticks, or anything else you might use in a normal TV for just a fraction of the price. They're on a huge discount right now and typically sell out fast, so for those interested, I'd recommend grabbing one while they're still available. If you don't absolutely love it, they do have free returns, so you can send it back for a full refund. If you don't see that orange shopping cart link above the caption, that means it's sold out, so feel free to save the video and check back later if so.
Are you selling handmade products and you're using social media, Etsy, and craft shows? Then you're wasting 100% of your time. In this video, I'm going to show you why Etsy, craft shows, and social media are not the way to sell your stuff, and what to do instead if you want a successful handmade business you can run from home. Hi, I'm May Pak, and I love making things. And so it was only a matter of time before I started my own handmade business, Tiny Hands Online, a decade ago. But it wasn't an overnight success, because I did what so many of us do, right? I made stuff, I put it on Etsy, and I waited for sales to come in. Obviously, nothing happened, and maybe you've experienced that yourself. The good news was, for me, that I had spent years going through a lot of trial and error to figure out what would actually work. And since I figured it out, I now make multiple six figures in sales for each of my 3 online businesses. I helped my husband quit his job so he could pursue his own dreams. I sent money home to my parents, and because I was able to crack the code with my business, I started sharing my system with other makers and artists. And now I help other handmade shop owners grow and scale their businesses using my simple strategies. You're here, and it's not working because you need to shift to spend your time on the biggest things that will actually move your business forward. A lot of makers are focusing on Etsy, they're posting on social media or doing craft shows, and yes, that can all work, but it's a huge time suck for very little gains. I know that life. I used to do all of it. Doing craft shows is super exhausting, and sometimes you can't even break even, right? And you know only 1 to 3% of your social media posts get seen by your followers. And you might get 5 new followers today, but then you lose 3. It'll take you forever to grow your following. And Etsy is always changing their algorithms, and one week you're making a ton of sales, and the next your sales suddenly stop coming in. I don't know if you want that kind of stress and instability in your life. There is a better way to start making a living from the comfort of your own home, but it's not something most people are talking about, and that's with doing media outreach. I'm talking about getting your products in front of potentially millions of people for free, all by sending out a couple of emails to magazine editors or YouTubers or bloggers. I've used this strategy myself to build my first 2 businesses up, and I was able to get to multiple 6 figures in sales 100% only because of media outreach. And this works for any type of product. And as creative people, we don't feel comfortable being busy, but you know you gotta sell to make sales, right? So one part of my strategy is there is a way where you don't need to be the one that's actually selling and promoting your products. There is an automated system for turning your website visitors into buyers, and you get to make consistent sales on autopilot with, get this, less than a week of work. And you can do all of this with email automations. The system is so powerful, but not enough people do this. And now the only missing ingredient is you need to feed that email system we just talked about with traffic. And in order to do that, you're probably wondering, well, how do I find my customers online, right? Well, I have a really easy and practical way called my coattail technique that you can use to find thousands of your right customers who will love and buy your products. And it's something you can do in less than 10 minutes for free on Instagram. If you follow these 3 steps, I guarantee that your business will grow way quicker than even you thought was possible. I know because I've done it, and I have helped countless other people do it as well. So if this is helpful, great, because I want you to grow your business. I want you to get your work in front of more people and have your creativity go to new levels. But if you want a little bit more detail about how to actually implement this stuff, I've created a free workshop for you to show you exactly step by step how to grow your handmade business. So if you want a roadmap to building a sustainable business from your work, from selling your products and your art, you might want to check out my workshop. So click the link here on the screen, enter your details, and check out my workshop. If you've never been successful making a lot of sales before, I know you know it's not for the lack of trying, and it's not because you didn't go to business school. Neither did I. The problem is you haven't been using a system, and if you have been using one, it probably wasn't the right one. Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. What you were doing before wasn't working. It's time to change that, and this free workshop is the first step. So sign up now so you can stop being stuck and start finally moving forward. Listen, the truth is, only you can decide to make a change. I can help you. My workshop will give you the tools you need to turn your hobby into a real business. But it's up to you to take that first step. So, hey, if you're totally happy with the way things are right now, you can totally just ignore my workshop. But if there is any part of you that wants more from your business, you know that you need help to move forward, and that's why I'm here. So click the link and let me help you.
In the minds of many, voting rights and U.S. citizenship go hand in hand. In LA, an effort is now underway to change that at the local level.
I certainly recognize that we have folks living in this country who've been here 20 years, they've started a family, they pay their taxes, many of them are homeowners, but they don't have a say over the policies that affect their children and their families on any given day.
Currently, the LA City Charter requires people voting in city elections to meet voter eligibility requirements of the state of California, which include being a U.S. citizen.
For me, this is a simple issue of fairness.
However, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez, whose district includes Hollywood, Silver Lake, and Echo Park, has introduced.
Take a look at some of the top
Choose the
stories in
proper
Southern
caption
California.
for the
The
picture.
utility offering payouts for people impacted by the Eaton fire.
Why pay over $2,000 to create an ebook when this $27 AI does it all? Designer writes, designs, and formats